Topical finasteride claims to have the same benefits as oral finasteride, but without the side effects. Is this claim true, or is this just another way for companies to profit off of insecure men? Let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about oral finasteride. We know that oral finasteride is one of the best, if not the best, treatment for male pattern hair loss. However, there have been some rare reports of sexual dysfunction and depression associated with this medication, and given that hair loss is a purely cosmetic condition, it's understandable that some men are a little bit apprehensive about trying this medication. So why does finasteride cause side effects? Finasteride is believed to cause side effects by lowering dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. This is a masculinizing hormone that causes hair loss. On one hand, lowering DHT at the hair follicle helps to prevent hair loss, but on the other hand, lowering DHT in the rest of your body might have some unintended consequences. Now, this is where topical finasteride comes in. Unlike oral finasteride, topical finasteride is applied to the scalp and is believed to selectively lower dihydrotestosterone at the hair follicle without lowering dihydrotestosterone in the rest of your body. This way, topical finasteride is able to provide some really good hair results without the side effects. Now, I made a video in the past where I was a little bit skeptical about this claim, but new research has emerged that has changed my opinion. Specifically, I'm talking about a phase 3 clinical study by Pericini and colleagues. This was a double-blind, double-dummied, randomized controlled trial comparing a topical finasteride spray to oral finasteride and to a placebo in 458 participants over a 6-month period. Now, this is a mouthful, but what you need to understand is that this is a very impressive study design. This is a Pfizer, a Merck, a Johnson & Johnson caliber of study. It's not something that we can ignore. Anyways, going back to the study, 323 participants completed the study, and what researchers found was that 1, participants using topical finasteride had similar improvements in terms of hair counts to participants using the oral version. 2, participants using topical finasteride had over 100 times less finasteride in their bloodstream compared to those using the oral finasteride. 3, participants using the topical finasteride had less of a decrease in blood DHT compared to those using oral finasteride. And 4, all treatments were very well tolerated with no serious side effects observed. So what does this all mean? In my opinion, this means that topical finasteride appears to be similar to oral finasteride in terms of efficacy, at least in the short term. And this is exactly what we've seen in smaller studies, and it really gives me confidence that topical finasteride is in fact an effective treatment for male pattern hair loss. These results also tell me that topical finasteride is theoretically safer than oral finasteride with respect to systemic side effects. This is indicated by the pharmacokinetic data showing that participants taking the topical finasteride had less finasteride and more DHT in their bloodstream. However, this study was not perfect and there were definitely some limitations. The first limitation was that participants in the study had stage 3 vertex balding or worse, which means that there was a significant bald spot in the area where they were applying the spray. If you're like me and you have thicker hair, it's unclear if this spray would be able to reach the scalp and be effective. Another limitation is that 98% of participants were white, which means if you are a non-white individual, these results might not be applicable as much. And then the last limitation, and probably the most important limitation, is that the pharmaceutical that was used in the study, a 0.25% finasteride spray, this pharmaceutical is made in a unique formulation, and it's unclear if another type of finasteride spray would produce the same results. So getting that out of the way, now my personal opinion. This is a great study. This adds to the evidence that topical finasteride works, and it introduces some new evidence that topical finasteride could theoretically be safer than oral finasteride. I also think that topical finasteride has a psychological benefit, right? Side effects are often caused by the nocebo effect, which means that if you believe that topical finasteride doesn't cause as many side effects as oral finasteride, in your specific instance, it probably won't, just because of your psychological state. Now, I would say that if you're someone who does not want to take oral finasteride, but would be willing to use topical finasteride, if it was a friend, I would suggest using the topical finasteride. There's a good chance that you'll get some benefits from the topical version, and worst case scenario, if there's enough finasteride that enters your bloodstream to lower your DHT significantly, you'll just be in the same position as someone who takes oral finasteride, and we already know that oral finasteride is incredibly safe. So that's all I have to talk to you about today. Thank you so much for watching. Just a quick comment about the YouTube comments. I haven't been answering a lot of them because I'm actually a fairly sensitive guy, and sometimes reading the comments can stress me out a little bit. So I haven't been reading the comments. If you've been leaving comments, I apologize, but I just unfortunately am not able to read the comments. It keeps me up at night, you know what I'm saying? Secondly, if you're looking for high quality pharmacy services, you can always visit Surrey Victoria Park Pharmacy. We offer antigen testing, PCR testing, COVID vaccines, including the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, prescriptions, of course. We do direct billing. We're open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that's all I have to talk to you about today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.